he traveled with a life-size cardboard cutout of the president. The two had been buddies for years. Both had been Democrats, Bill Clinton supporters, in fact, who had walked away to become fanatical Trumpians. This would be Frazier's 12th rally and Harding's 2nd. Further south, in a suburb of Dallas, Texas, Dave Thompson briefly considered his choice of rides. The Chevrolet Suburban with the aluminum mag wheels and throaty growl, or the classic 1983 Mercedes 240D. Both had a certain surprising flair for the 58-year-old, deeply religious father of three. Lately, though, Thompson had been depressed. His ankle had swelled up for an unknown reason, and no matter how much he slept, he felt exhausted. He could barely muster enough energy to get through the day. But he'd been thinking a lot about God and about Donald Trump. End times might be coming. There was some serious satanic stuff going on in this country, and in his mind, the president had been placed on this earth to prepare the world for the next stage, which was going to be big. In the end, he decided to fly to the rally in Minneapolis. Thompson was filled with new energy, purpose. He felt like a man again, he might even say. And for as long as the wife approved, he resolved to hit up every rally he could while holding prayer groups in each one that might move the whole end times process along. Then there was Randall Tom. He was a native Minnesotan, a 59-year-old self-employed house painter and dog breeder, a former Marine, big-boned and goateed, who walked with a rolling gait and traveled with a bottle of whiskey, a battery-operated bullhorn, several large flags, and banners exalting Donald Trump. He wore a T-shirt heavily decorated with the stars and stripes and the tag #FRJ, which stood for Front Row Joe. Tom was not just a Front Row Joe, though. He was the Front Row Joe. When newspaper reporters and TV folks referred to the Front Row Joes, they had in mind an ideal-looking Trump fanatic who traveled from rally to rally and was always the first in line and, once inside, crowded the rail right up by the president's podium. This archetypal Trump fanatic was big and loud, and he definitely had a goatee. He wasn't very articulate, and anything might set him off. While Snowden was in the front row at every rally, often along with Thompson and Frazier, they didn't call themselves Front Row Joes. Snowden thought it was a bit too gauche. But Tom, he was that guy, the very one, and he wore it proudly. He would call everyone together for the plan, which usually involved trying to rally the rallygoers with his bullhorn and not listening to the Secret Service or the police. Truth be told, many of his fellow superfans thought Tom was a boozing loudmouth. Though Tom said he was neck and neck with Snowden, claiming some 50 rallies to his credit, many doubted the number. It was Snowden who was the unofficial mayor of the line. Everyone knew that and felt good about it. This particular rally, Trump's 400th since announcing his presidential campaign back on June 6, 2015, was scheduled for 7 p.m. Thursday, October 10, 2019, at Minneapolis's Target Center. By 1:30 p.m. Wednesday, a bit late compared to many rallies, Snowden, Frazier, Thompson, Tom, and a flock of others were lined up and ready. As an urban arena in an often frigid city, the Target Center was surrounded by parking garages connected by enclosed, elevated walkways, which meant that the front of the line was inside a carpeted skyway. When they found it, Snowden and the others were in for a surprise. None of them were first. Instead, ensconced in a padded top-of-the-line camp chair, his shoes off and placed neatly under his chair, was a scraggly-haired young man in a blue plaid shirt holding a Bible of sorts, though far longer, a collection of every tweet the president had ever made. Having recently survived cancer, Dan Nelson was seeing the world anew, which meant a fresh commitment to the actual Bible and to Donald Trump, who was remaking the world. This was Nelson's third rally, and he had a 36-hour jump on his nearest competitor, which was worth admiring since it spoke to his fantastic stamina and commitment, both valuable currencies in the arena. As the afternoon wore on, fans trickled in, greeted each other with hugs and high fives, and claimed their grub stake with cheap folding chairs to be carried along as the line shifted, and then abandoned when